And you have your own blockchain, right? Persistence Core-1.
We do, yes, we do.
Why do you think that that's an advantage, and why is that necessary for your goals?
So, I mean, I'll give you a bit more context about it. So the blockchain actually has been there for almost 4 years now. Actually, the chain has been live for 3.5 years, a bit more even. And we didn't start by doing this product. We actually started off with other things in the past. We actually, when we launched the chain in 2021, we were heavily focused on everything that was staking, so proof of stake and everything around liquid staking was very interesting period of time. Also, like Lido started to pop up on the Ethereum side. And so we saw this opportunity to work in that space. And we've actually, I think we did reasonably well. We got like to a point where we had $50-60 million in TVL on the chain. Grew that, like wanted to build an ecosystem around that, around liquid staking. So we built a DEX, so decentralized exchanges on top of the chain. We're part of the Cosmos ecosystem. Not sure if your users are familiar with that, but it's an ecosystem of like app chains. So every app kind of has its own chain. It's like a specific theory within crypto that says it's more efficient to do it that way. What's very important in that ecosystem is interoperability. It's because every app has its own chain. These chains need to all talk to each other. So interoperability was at our core from the start. And so we have this DEX that we like know obviously quite well. So we know quite well how trading and swapping goes. We know interoperability quite well. And earlier this year, we saw like literally all these Bitcoin L2s coming up with all these like different forms of Bitcoin across these chains. And we say, well, we know trading quite well. We know interoperability quite well. Maybe we can actually solve this problem. And at the same time, we can actually work for an ecosystem which we are all big believers in. Like most of the people in the team are like Bitcoiners at heart. I think many people in the industry are. And for us, it was like an opportunity to start actually building for Bitcoin, the asset which I'm very comfortable in like holding for a very long time. I'm very comfortable building for it for a very long time. Happy to say like build for Bitcoin for the next 5 or 10 or 20 years, even because we have such a faith and believe in Bitcoin, the asset, even more now that DeFi on top of Bitcoin is possible. So that's kind of how the chain like existed, and now we moved to Bitcoin. Now the product on the bridge side, we can start and we can actually launch. We're launching very soon. We actually launched on our testnet. We can launch without our chain. So so far we use obviously the tech and the skill set and the knowledge that we've built running the chain. Now there are limits to how much we can run with the infrastructure that is there, right? So the infrastructure that we use, most like very important piece of the puzzle is like something called layer 0. It's a cross-chain communication network, which we leverage quite a bit to make these transactions happen. It's great to start off with. It's very quick for us to go to market with that. But it's not as customizable as we want it to be. So that's where our chain actually will come in the future, where we can customize a lot of the logic. So I'll tell you, like, let's say there's not only our transaction, but let's say there's 100 transactions at the same time, and you have these professional players all coming in. They have to put up these the capital for a short while. You can actually optimize that. You can like net off these different trades so that it's actually capital efficient for these players in the different ecosystems, so that they don't have to rebalance their books in a way across the chains if you can actually net it off before. So those like things like to incorporate the logic, we're actually gonna use our chain. On top of that, also like to use our own token and like to put in additional security for the product. We can also leverage our chain, but I think that's all a bit more technical. But yeah, that's kind of the story there.